Hi, I'm Ollie from Your Guitar Academy. We've chosen a few Christmas songs for you to learn. I hope you enjoyed these arrangements and happy Christmas. So this is how to play Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. The intro is kind of based around this A flat major scale, and it's just a harmonized scale run. So what we're doing is we're starting off on the 16th fret of the E string and the 18th fret of the B string. And what we do, it's starting on an upstroke, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you can hear that it's a swung rhythm as well, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So from there we go down down to the next note, which is going to be the 15th fret on the E string, 16th fret on the B string. And then we slide down again to the 13th fret on the E string and the 14th fret on the B string. And then we kind of slide up onto the next pair of strings. So that's going to be 16th fret on the B string and the 17th fret on the G string. And then we come down a tone from there. So that is going to be the 14th fret on the B string and the 15th fret on the G string. And then you can end on the 13th fret on the G and B string to end on the A flat chord. And that's that whole intro. So we'll have the scale diagrams on the write up for that as well. So it might help you visualize it a bit better, but it's really useful to just see the scale underneath. This is how to play Step Into Christmas by Elton John. So it's basically made up of 3 parts that we put together. So the first one is, and what that is doing is kind of running down a D minor kind of scale. So we're starting on the 3rd fret of the D string, 2nd fret of the D string, then open D string, and then open A, and then 2nd fret on the A string, and then open D. And then we come into the next bit, which is a D chord, D major chord. So we've got this open D, 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string, 2nd fret on the E string. And then we strum it again, but we lift off the middle finger and the index finger. So we end up with open strings on open D, open G, and then we have still the 3rd fret down on the B string and then open E. So you get this. And then we run up this chromatic run, which is the 2nd fret on the E string, 3rd fret on the E string, 4th fret on the E string, and then the open A string. And those 3 are upstrokes. And then a downstroke on the open A. And then you go back into the first riff. And you just put them all together and you have the riff. So this is how to play Merry Xmas Everybody by Slade. So we start off with this intro, which isn't really played on the guitar, but it sounds really nice and there's a nice way to play it. So we'll start off with that. It's a B flat 5, which is going to be the 1st fret on the A string and then 3rd fret on the D and G strings. And then what we're going to do is hold down the D and G strings on that 3rd fret. And we're going to let the bass line run down. So it's 1st fret on the A string, open A string, 3rd fret on the E string, and then 1st fret on the E string. And then we come up to a D, which goes to a D sus. And then it's at that point where we get the swung rhythm as well. So and then we go into the sort of rock and roll riff. First of all, we'll get the chords that we're covering, which is G5, and then E5, and then B5. So G5 is 3rd fret on the E string, 5th fret on the A string. E5 is open E string, 2nd fret on the A string. And then B5 is 2nd fret on the A string, 4th fret on the D string. And then we come up to a D5, which is 5th fret on the A string, 7th fret on the D string. But we've also got this kind of riff. So on the G5, so we're kind of pulling off from the 9th fret down to the 5th fret on the A string. So you do down, up, and then you come on to the 9th fret, and then you pull off, and then you do the upstroke to hit the normal G5. So, and that kind of pattern follows throughout. So it's down, up, then the new note, pull off, and then hit the original chord. And then we come down to the E. And this time the hammer-on pull-off note is the 3rd fret on the E string. So it's changed strings. It's now on the same string as the root note. And then on the B, again, it's the same string as the root note. So we're coming on and off the 5th fret on the A string. And remember, we're pulling off to the 2nd fret here. And then we come up to the D5. It's the same idea, except now we're doing the extra note is on the 9th fret of the D string. And we just go around that again. So one thing to note is that we just do it once around the riff on the G, and once on the E, and then twice on the B, and then the rest on the D. So this is how to play an acoustic version of the intro to Fairytale of New York. So we start off on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then we follow that up with a G chord underneath. So we've got a 3rd fret on the E string, still play that 2nd fret again on the G string, and then open B. So we get, and then you pull off from the 2nd fret to the open string. And then we come up to this sort of D major 7 going to D major thing, which is open D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 2nd fret on the B string. And then we can hammer on to the 3rd fret on the B string. So, or you can pick that note. And then we come down to an A, which is just on the 2nd fret of the D and G strings. And then we pull off on the 2nd fret, pull off from the 2nd fret on the D string to the open D string, while trying to keep that 2nd fret on the G string ringing out. And then we come down to a G, which is, now it's the 3rd fret on the E string, open D string, open G string. And then we just got a little rundown note here, which is the 4th fret on the D string. And then we play an A, which is an A5 here, which is open A string, 2nd fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, and then a D, which again is kind of a D5 here, which open D string, 2nd fret on the G string, and then if you want 3rd fret on the B string as well. So I hope you like those songs. We've got a blog post on guitarclub.io with a bit more information on there, breaking down the songs a bit more, some chord shapes and theory notes as well. So go and check that out, and happy Christmas.